Hello and welcome back to George's Gaming Guide. Today me and Dad are going to be doing a review on the UCS set, the Republic Gunship. Now this is number 13 for the UCS set in our collection. Now I built this about 18 months ago on live stream, so it has been quite a while. The set number for this set is 75309 and this set is made out of 3,292 pieces, so it is insanely large. Now this set includes two minifigures, one of whom is unique. He is Mace Windu, and the other minifigure is a gunship commander in Phase 1 armour. So now I've gone over the minifigures, I'm going to hand you over to Dad to go over them properly.
Okay, so we'll start off with the non-unique figure in this set, which is the Clone Trooper Commander. We have actually, you may notice there's a couple of minifigures in this as well, 3 other minifigures in this, because we did actually get some pilots that don't belong to the set, but we thought as a display thing it was quite nice to have them. But the one you actually get is the Commander. Now the print on this is really nice with the yellow and black, the design on the helmets with the accent on the top. It stands out quite well. There is a little bit of printing on the legs, so you sort of get the knee pads on it. The torso is actually printed front and back, and some really nice details, especially on the back of it. And the arms are yellow, but there's no printing. It does have standard blaster. The head is only a single-sided print. But overall, it's a really, really nice minifigure. I do like the way they've done the design, and so the detail on the body is really nice. And then we go on to the unique minifigure, which is Mace Windu. Now, one interesting fact about Mace Windu is Samuel L. Jackson, who was the actor, apparently insisted on having the purple lightsaber, which is why it's the purple lightsaber in the films. And that is actually reflected quite nicely in this set with the purple lightsaber.
The reason he got it is because he said that he wanted to stand out, because obviously in S.H.I.E.L.D., well, in Marvel he'd been like Nick Fury and stuff, so he's a really main character, so he wanted to really stand out in the films, so that's why he did that.
So the printing is really nice. He's got his Jedi robe on. Again, there's a little bit of printing on the legs. No arm printing, but to be honest, you wouldn't expect it with the robe he's got on. He's got like a grimace on his face, so not quite sure why he's got that expression. But it's a really nice minifigure, and the fact it's unique to this set just makes it a little bit more special. But yeah, I think the two minifigures in this, they're not. It's quite nice they included it because it wasn't really the right scale for minifigures, although the ones fit in the cockpit quite nice. But I think they're a really nice addition. Then before I hand you over to George to go over the finer details of the ship, just wanted to go over some of the dimensions on this. So we'll turn it around just to sort of give you a feeling as to how big this is. But it's actually 74 centimetres or 30 inches wide, because the wingspan on this is crazy. It's 33 centimetres tall as well, which is 13 inches. And it's 68 centimetres or 27 inches deep, so this is a huge model. Very hard to display. It has to really sit on a display on its own, just because it won't fit on a shelf because of the dimensions of it.
We just have this on a speaker.
It's a speaker, yeah.
Just because there's nothing around it, so its wings, just at the angle, won't hit anything.
But yeah, so let's say, yeah, this is huge. So what we'll do now is George will take over and talk about some of the details.
So something that is a little bit more of a finer detail on the set is the proton torpedoes. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you know what I'm talking about, but this is like one of the most powerful bombs in that any faction has ever had in Star Wars. So we have got 4 on each wing, which are proper to the films, and then we also have got 2 on either side of this door, or in the inside of each of these doors as well, which I do think is a really nice detail that they have added. They didn't necessarily have to do that, because it could have been that they haven't been loaded on yet, but it is a really nice detail that they have done that. Now, as Dad said, we do have three pilots in this set. So we've got 2 up here, one on the gun pod. So there are 4 gun pods on this set. So these two do move. Obviously this one will hit the plaque a little bit, and then they move so you could see into this door. Now the problem is there is an open space here, but you can't actually get into it because this doesn't come off, and you'd have to have very, very small hands to be able to get into that gap. So it's pretty much empty, but it's basically just an empty corridor, effectively.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to the sort of the gun pods that George was mentioning, I think it's really nice how the front two are actually designed with a seat so you can put the minifigure in. The reason we didn't get minifigures for the wings is because the way it's constructed, you can't actually fit a minifigure in, because there's a bit going across the middle that would stop you being able to fit it in. But I think it's still nice that it included the gun pods.
So again, for another finer detail, there is the Republic symbol on the sides here, as this is a Grand Republic's shuttle. There are two more cannons on the front. I believe there is a small, much smaller cannon on the back. Now the engines here, these are extremely long. This is one of the biggest components in the sets, the wings being the biggest component in the set. Obviously, you do have like the bombs on the top here, don't you?
Yeah,
I believe.
so
they
like
do
rockets,
move.
yeah.
So they do move, which is quite nice. There are a lot of stickers on this set. We got some. We've got one up here, which I'm quite glad they've actually put a sticker up there because it's like grey and white, so it really puts a contrast instead of it just being a complete and utter white top. The inside, which is actually where we started, but we did not finish. There are like two like computer pieces at the top here, and then the inside is just that classic like dark red with just a white floor with some blue flat. So it's almost like the studded pieces, but the flat versions, and they're just see-through blue ones of those, and they're on the floor. Now I do believe that the ramp at the back comes down, doesn't it?
Yeah, so the ramp, it's actually quite a big ramp on this. That'll be there, so the ramp will come down. So just turn around so you can see that. So you can see right into the inside of the ship. I'd say it's quite a nice feature. We tend to have that closed because of the way it's displayed, because it looks like it's flying on the stand. So we have that closed. But it does hold up quite nicely there.
Yeah, and it says this on the plaque, but obviously people who really like the Republic will know that the Republic gunship wasn't really known for being a gunship. It was mainly known for being a low altitude troop transport between battle lines onto the battlefield. For example, in the movies, if you haven't seen the second one, I believe, spoiler alert, but they come into the arena. That is the second one, isn't it?
I think, yeah.
They come into the arena in these, and obviously, it's not like they've gone through space. They've just come from inside the planet's atmosphere. So, for Star Wars, very low altitude transports that are mainly for planetary work. You very rarely see them in space. But yeah, I think that Lego has done a really good job actually making this look so much like it is in the films.
Yeah, so there is another feature as well. So they have these. Try and find a camera angle that works. So they have these sort of bay doors at the back. So they don't actually cover the opening, but they will actually swing back to give you wider access to the inside of the ship. So very similar design to what you'll see in the films themselves. Not a perfect fit. But with some of the angles on this, I understand why it's not a perfect fit. But it does work quite nicely. I was hoping to give you a better angle of the rockets on the side, but unfortunately can't really do that. We did struggle a bit with the building of these doors because it was a bit unclear from the instructions exactly the way they're connected. So we did actually connect them wrong the first time. But overall, it wasn't bad.
But I guess that's what it is with Lego Technic, isn't it? It's a lot of trial and error.
But yeah, I think overall, this is a fantastic ship. I mean, you can decide not to have it on the stand, so it will just sit down if you decide to do it that way. But to be honest, the stand is the is the way I'd recommend to display it, because it gives it that nice angle to look like it is in flight.
It's almost like descending, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I suppose the reason you get those two minifigures is because of the arena. I suppose because he did come with the Clone Commander when he went to the arena. But yeah, overall I think that this is a lovely set. Now the Clone Commander himself has been in 3 sets, I believe. I know obviously this one and the clone minifigure pack thing. I don't know about the third one. I'm not sure, but he has been in 3 sets. So, you know, still a pretty rare minifigure because you only get 1 in each. So even if you bought all 3, still only have 3 of them, still pretty rare. And again, Mace Windu is unique with that classic purple lightsaber. But yeah, overall, I think that this is a really nice model and really recommend it. Have you got any last words to say?
Yeah, I think in terms of UCS sets, I do like this. I think it's not the best, but it's definitely worth getting. I think viewing this on a shelf, the iconic shape of this, it looks amazing. As you do need a lot of space to be able to display this. But yeah, it just goes well with the rest of the UCS collection.
I think that when we were building this, we thought it was really big, you know, it was the Lego edit rate, really oversized, but for like really seeing how it was in the films, it's the perfect size. It's like what they would have used, almost.
Yeah, I remember struggling to build this on the live streams because it was too big for the way the camera setup we got at the time.
I mean, also, you know, breaking dads, you know, he breaks everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and I say this is great for the collection, and I say make sure you watch out over over the coming weeks for the rest of the UCS collection that we're going to be doing the videos for.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
So up to 18. So we've got the 80AT, the Land Speeder, the Razor Crest, the X-Wing, and the ATST from 2006.
Yeah, I think that's one of our oldest, isn't it? Was that our oldest?
I think it will be the oldest UCS
Wasn't the
set.
Y-Wing before that the oldest?
I don't know. I can't remember what year the Y-Wing was. But yeah, it's definitely one of the oldest UCS sets we've got.
I still think for good guy ships, this is definitely up there for one of my favourites. But I think my favourite is probably the Millennium Falcon, and second place is probably the A-Wing. I think the A-Wing is just really clean, nice, cut edges, and it just looks really nice. But anyway, we're backtracking from this model. We're not going into those other reviews today. But yes, as Dad said, make sure that you watch out for those reviews. They will be coming out soon over the next coming weeks.
It'd also be nice to hear from you if you'd like to see a video where we actually try and show all 18 sets together. I'm not quite sure where we'd actually put them to display them because they are huge.
We'd have to buy like a huge storage unit or a warehouse for an hour or something.
But it'd be nice to know if that's something you'd like to see, then perhaps we can try and arrange that later this year.
That would be nice. Just trying to figure out where it would be.
Yeah. I'll definitely have to move the camera setup.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, it's but overall, I say if you're into UCS sets, this is definitely a great one for the collection. If you're not into UCS sets, again, it would be great to have, but I think one of the things that will put a lot of people off is just the sheer size of this set.
And I'd say for UCS sets, start off with something a bit smaller. I know that I say that in UCS sets are huge. That's why they're called Ultimate Collector Series sets. But also, you know, if you start with something smaller, you will know if you like them. And of course, you know, even though I say that, there's not really a way to know, is there? Because every UCS set's different. I mean, some of them have got similarities, but everyone's different. I mean, a different Lego designer does them all.
Yeah.
There's no way to know, but I'd start with something small like the A-Wing and work your way up. But yeah, so we really hope you enjoyed today's video. And yeah, so thank you again. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you like, subscribe if you have any thoughts about it.
And don't forget to watch out for Sunday's video, which is going to be part of the May the 4th series, which is the Emperor's Throne Room diorama.